It has been way too long, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to a new edition of Worth a Watch with me, Anthony Flores. Where have I been? Here. I've just been here. Life happens. I'm living life. I'm doing the best I can with the stuff that I have to do. Thank you for sticking by me. Thank you so much for staying subscribed, especially if you're new to my channel. Quick, shameless plugs. If you enjoy purchasing movies from time to time at fair prices, free shipping as well, Instagram store. I've mentioned this briefly before, but I will make a full mention of it here at collectible_goodness is the Instagram handle, and links in the description below for that. The Fans Guide to Animation podcast. I've mentioned this definitely quite a bit. Me and my buddy Daniel co-host a podcast about all things animation. I'd be really humbled and very overall happy if you want to subscribe to that podcast. You can check it out on iTunes, our own website, and the newest way you can check it out is right here on YouTube. We started a YouTube channel, links in the description below for that as well. Our podcast will be uploaded there if you don't prefer any of the other ways, as well as we're attempting to keep going with a new series of just the Fans Guide to Animation, the show, a much shorter format compared to the podcast, about us talking about whatever pops in our heads to talk about animation-wise. So thank you so much for just listening to all that, to a lot of updates. Let's dive right in to the movie films from Dollar Tree. I'm going to go through these as quickly as possible because they're all blind buys, and you know, we all know how this goes. $1 for a DVD or Blu-ray, you just can't go wrong with that for the most part. Anywho, first up is Inherent Vice. Cast looks pretty good, and I love the visual style to this. It looks pretty cool. So yeah. Next up is 300 Rise of an Empire. I have not seen the original. I remember high school friends raving about it back in the day, and I don't know. I just want to see this for that lovely lady right there, Eva Green. It is a crossover that actually kind of makes sense. I love the original style they used for Johnny Quest, and there's Bandit right there. I don't know if this is any good at all, but it looks like it could be fun. I just miss Robin Williams. I have never seen this one, though. Heard it's okay for the final chapter of the trilogy. Yeah, I just miss Robin Williams. That's the other reason why I got that. We got Delirious with Steve Buscemi. He's always a great character actor. I enjoy him in a lot of stuff, so yeah, why not check that movie out. Next up, we got Compliance. This one's, I've heard it's a pretty decent drama. Although one of the main reasons why I picked this up is because I enjoy this actress here, Dreama Walker. I enjoy her a lot in the comedy Don't Trust the Bee in Apartment 23, but it'd be interesting to see how well she does in a dramatic role. And you also have like Pat Healy and Ann Dowd in here as well, so pretty solid cast. Another comedy drama, The Kids Are Alright. Heard good things about this one as well. I haven't seen this show in years, but I remember it being pretty enjoyable on Kids WB. That is Mega Man NT Warrior. And now time to dive into the Blu-rays. The Jennifer Aniston movie Management. It's funny. It's Jennifer Aniston in the dollar bins. The last time I had one of these haul videos, I got in that movie Cake, starring Jennifer Aniston, and there's this one here, both comedy dramas. Could be interesting and could be funny. And then we got another one. Although this one is definitely, I don't know how it ended up there, but Office Space for $1? Hells yeah. And we got Crave, never heard of it, and yeah, it's just got Ron Perlman. I was just like, this looks interesting enough. But Ron Perlman sold me on it. He's probably in the, considering he's the highest paid actor, it looks like, odds are he's probably only in the movie for like 5 or 10 minutes. If he's in there more, great. If not, eh. Also, I thought this Edward Furlong guy, if this is the same kid from T2, I didn't even know he was still doing movies. Huh. And this one I just watched before filming, and then, oh man. Whew, this is it was really bland. Fright Night 2, New Blood. They should have just get that 2 out of there. Just put New Blood. That would have been fine. The actress here, I know her from Gotham, Jamie Murray. She was the only good thing about this movie. She was the only thing with any form of presence or anything like that. She was definitely menacing and sexy and all that good stuff. But my God, everyone was just like on autopilot. And the guy who played Peter Vincent, fuck, man, that guy had 0 fucks to give. It was unfortunate. Like, I don't know. I know the script was not great, and overall some weird directing and editing choices throughout this flick. But again, her performance was pretty solid as the main vampire, Jerry Dandridge, and it was fine for the dollar I spent on that. It's a bummer. It has nothing to do with the remake from 2011, so again, studios are always funny that way, trying to shove the sequel stuff around when they're not even sequels. It's a little movie that's, I think, pretty much overshadowed from Adam Sandler's stuff. I think it was just one of those movies where, again, dramatic roles for Adam Sandler never go that great. A lot of people don't watch them, which is unfortunate because he is a pretty great actor. I enjoy him as, just acting for real, and I enjoyed him in Funny People, which I think was like a perfect blend of his comedic takes and dramatic takes of acting. But this one I felt was the first time I ever saw him as actually playing a character in a very dramatic role, and that is Reign Over Me. I was very happy to have found this because the first time I saw this, somebody grabbed the last copy, and I was really bummed, but on my last Dollar Tree I went to, I found it there, so I was really happy to have gotten this. And Don Cheadle and Adam Sandler had some great chemistry as these former best friends from college, and overall it's a very tragic story, but at the same time it's uplifting. It's one of those comedy dramas, and I very much enjoyed it a lot, and I highly recommend it. Hope you enjoyed the Dollar Tree segment. Now let's dive right into the rest of the stuff. We've got plenty of VHS, got plenty, just lots of good stuff. So let's dive right in. I had a couple Goodwill finds here. First up was a VHS of Stop or My Mom Will Shoot. You got Sylvester Stallone and a Golden Girl in a movie, so that's pretty funny. I've heard it's a classic, like, 90s cheesy comedy, so yeah, this could be fun. This you don't see every day, and that is a Criterion Collection DVD, and that is The Life Aquatic. Had a friend of mine recommend this to me a while back, and for whatever reason, I'm an idiot. I have not watched it yet, and I enjoy Wes Anderson movies and the dry humor and stuff like that, so it's definitely seen as a classic of Wes Anderson's at this point, so yeah, happy to have this in the collection, and if it's really great, I will definitely want to try to upgrade to a Blu-ray copy eventually. This is an interesting documentary, it seems like. I just love the cover of this one, and that is Video Games the Movie. But here is another fun thing there. Anybody can help me out here? Anybody know if that's a certain, like, signature of anybody? Sean Astin, Zach Braff were involved with this, and that seems pretty interesting. Chris Hardwick as well. This just looks like a fun documentary, and yeah, kind of curious. I don't know whose autograph is that, but that's kind of cool. Either way, the documentary itself looks pretty fun. Once Upon a Crime. Yeah, John Candy, James Belushi, Sybil Shepherd, Sean Young, and Richard Lewis. This seems like a lot of fun. I don't know if it's any good, but haven't heard anything about it. But I'm happy I found it because the cast looks great. High School High with John Lovitz. Ooh, this is definitely one of those underrated comedies. I remember enjoying it. It's had like a nice, like, parody feel to it, and it's just it's John Lovitz. I enjoy him in wacky comedies like this, and just the cover alone is pretty hilarious also. So yeah, looking forward to revisiting that. This is just one of those iconic 80s movies that I have not seen ever, but the imagery is like, at least the poster imagery is pretty great, and just yeah, Adventures in Babysitting. It's one of those, like, family comedies, I guess. What is this rated? Oh, PG-13. I guess it could be a family comedy. Either way, I mean, just that cover alone is iconic these days. So, yeah, finally found a good copy here. So I was just like, I'll give it a shot. I got no comment. I just want to revisit this mainly to just see how bad it truly was. I remember people hating this movie for such a long time. It's one of the biggest box office bombs of all time. And I like this quote right here. Murphy is genuinely appealing. It doesn't say nothing about the movie, and that's hilarious to me. I remember some bits of it, and yeah, Pluto Nash. We'll see how bad that is. Simpler times, as of what's going on right now in the world. But all political stuff aside, I do remember this movie in the theaters, watching it with my dad and brother, and I remember it's pretty funny. Rest in peace to Bernie Mac there as well. So it'll be cool to revisit this. You have the original Nutty Professor. I love how this is almost like a still from the movie or a promotion, but I love this cover right here. It's just simple. I did rewatch this actually, and for the most part, it holds up okay. It's not as funny as I remember it, but it's got a nice message to it, especially about, just appreciating who you are as you. And the Eddie Murphy version definitely captured that as well. Pretty solid little comedy. So, yeah, I was happy I found it. Gundam Wing Endless Waltz. I love this cover. I think the DVD has like a glossiness to it, but this is just as cool. Clamshell, VHS, all this artwork right here is pretty legit. I watched a bit of the series because of my brother back in the day. I don't recall if you technically have to watch the show to get what's going on in this film, but either way, I'm happy I found this because this cover art is just fucking amazing. Don't sleep on Big Lots, folks, and I haven't been there in a little while actually since I found this, but I would have passed out if I would have found The Bride of Frankenstein. But The Mummy is pretty cool too. Look at that, the Alex Ross Steelbook edition. These were Best Buy exclusives. Don't know how they ended up at Big Lots for $5. You can't beat that for classic Universal monster horror films. And a couple grails here, and first up though, one of the blind buys is Frankenstein Created Woman, a Hammer horror flick. I don't know where this is in terms of the Frankenstein movies from Hammer Horror. I don't know what sequel it is, but it's got an interesting idea in there if you want to pause for the synopsis and want to read through that there. It seemed very interesting. The trailers that I saw were just like, huh. So, yeah, and Peter Cushing's just fucking fantastic. So, happy to add another Hammer horror film to the collection. And continuing on with the horror films and more Universal monsters, got The Bride of Frankenstein. This is the main one right here for me. I was hunting this down, got a sweet deal on this on eBay. You just can't go wrong with a classic film like this. Love the artwork. And if you've listened to my podcast before, yeah, we definitely spoke of this at length. Did a whole podcast on it. Oh man, I was so happy when I saw this at a Goodwill. I was just like, no. And it was in pretty good shape. It's got a couple dings on it, but really happy with this. For $1, I was ecstatic. This was definitely a grail I had on my list for some time to have it on VHS. Hopefully in some time in the near future. Maybe like Shout Factory will do like a remaster on Blu-ray eventually. That would be awesome. One last eBay pickup, and this is the first 4K Blu-ray I've picked up in, whew, oh man, I don't even know how long, but it was definitely well worth it, and that is Guillermo del Toro's Shape of Water. Just a beautiful cover. This is definitely inspiring to look at, and it's definitely one of his best films, and it definitely deserved all the awards he got for it, and yeah, I just love this cover as well, so. Ladies and gentlemen, that'll do it. And thank you so much for staying tuned in. It was a long time coming, a lot of cool stuff that I picked up that I wanted to showcase. In terms of the future of my channel, I'm just going to keep on going. As I stated, I have a new channel with my podcast and a slew of other things going on in my life. But I will do my best to upload when I can. I don't want to make any false promises here. So thank you for staying tuned in. Thank you for watching this entire video. Hope you enjoyed it. I sincerely do. And thanks for sticking with me. That's all I can ever say. So enough plugs and all that other stuff. I just want to say thanks. And I'm Anthony Flotis with Worth a Watch. And keep going to the movies.